Hi there, my name is Dave Williams, and I'm going to be reading my book called Nobody Will Like This Book. Yeah, I know it's not the happiest title around, but let's give it a shot. This book thinks nobody will like it. Why? Because this book's words have scratches on them. But that is not the only reason. This book's words have different sized letters. Some words are in different grays. The cover seems plain. One page has stripes that are not balanced and neat. One page has spots in lots of sizes. These two pages have the sounds of three creatures walking. Squish, squish, squish. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Another page has a drawing of a chicken. The book does not know why that page has a chicken on it. The lights went out on the next page, and a spider might be hiding in the dark. A spider is not on this page. A grasshopper is hopping to bed and will soon take a nap. That page has silly words on it. Saw Gerp, Goopfernicken, Molap, 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 Flazzy, Crazzy, Way, Boo Giddy, Low Bump, Quazil, Frankie Libbet, Ruffy Schiff, Tilpit Tobom, Zup. Some pages have drawings on them, but these drawings are not part of a story. They are just around. This book thinks other books have beautiful pictures on their covers. The covers of other books are in full color. Some other books have colorful pictures on their inside pages. Also, other books have nice letters, like these. The sentences are organized in neat sections. For example, the story starting on the next page. The Angry Dragon. Once upon a time, there was a castle in the land of Greengrass. A king and queen lived in the castle, along with their children, Prince Pepin and Princess Posy. They were a happy family. One day, Pepin and Posy rode horses out of the castle. As the prince and princess rode through the village, people waved to them. Pepin and Posy said cheerful "Hellos" to the villagers. Past the town were farms. The princess and prince said cheerful "Hellos" to the farmers and the grazing animals. The farmers waved back. The cows said "Moo." The sheep said "Baa." The pigs said "Oink." Past the farms was a forest. Posy and Pepin kept going on the road, and they entered the forest. They liked seeing the many trees and hearing the birds chirping. Suddenly, there was a crash as tree branches snapped. A dragon landed on the road in front of Pepin and Posy. "I am Fuzzgurt the Terrible!" yelled the dragon, showing its sharp teeth. The horses stopped walking and stared in fear at the dragon. Posy and Pepin patted their horses to calm them. Is the Terrible a part of your name? Asked Princess Posy.
Yes,
roared the dragon.
I know who you are. I'm going to kidnap you, and I'll demand that the king and queen give me all their gold to get you back.
The princess and prince drew their swords. You'll have to capture us first, said Princess Posy. Vuzgert the Terrible rumbled with a mean laugh. He said,
You don't have shields, and you're not wearing any armor. I can burn you to a crisp.
Princess Posy said, If you burn us to a crisp, our parents won't give you gold. They'll send an army of knights to come after you. Vuzgert the Terrible frowned and said,
Good point. I won't burn you. Instead, I'll fight you until you give up. Then I'll bring you to my hideout. Then I'll tie you up. Then I'll fly to the castle and tell your parents to give me gold for you.
Prince Pepin raised his sword and said, We're not going to make it easy for you. Wait a second, said Princess Posy. Let's pretend your plan works. What are you going to do with the gold?
Put it with my other gold,
said Vuzgert the Terrible. You don't buy anything with it? Asked the princess.
Nope,
said the dragon.
I don't need to buy anything. I just find stuff to eat when I get hungry.
Why do you have the gold?
Because it's beautiful,
yelled Vuzgert the Terrible.
It glitters in the sunlight. I love looking at it.
That doesn't sound fun, said Prince Pepin. The dragon snarled.
It is fun. Lots of fun.
I have an idea, said Princess Posy. We are going to build a new library in the village that's bigger than the old library. You could help us by lifting the heavy stones.
Ha!
laughed Vuzgert the Terrible.
Why would I work for you?
We'd give you a place to live and food, said the princess. Our cooks make delicious food. You could play games with the people in the castle and village. Do you play games in your hideout? The dragon didn't look as angry. He said,
No, I just look at my gold.
Why not try something different? asked Prince Pepin. You could have more fun. Vuzgert the Terrible thought for a moment. Then he said,
It would be nice to try different food. And it would be nice to play some games.
Princess Posy slid her sword back into its sheath. She said, As long as you promise not to burn people or houses, and you don't hurt people with your claws and teeth.
Okay, I promise,
said Vuzgert the Terrible. How about you take off the Terrible from your name? asked Prince Pepin.
Then people wouldn't shake in fear when they see me,
said the dragon. They'll still be scared of you, said the prince, who put his sword away, until they realize you're a nice dragon.
I could be a nice dragon?
asked Vuzgert. Sure you can, said Princess Posy. People can change. The dragon smiled.
It's a deal. My name is just Vuzgert from now on.
And so the prince and princess and dragon returned to the castle. The villagers were scared when they saw Vuzgert, but they relaxed after Princess Posy and Prince Pepin explained the bargain they had made with the dragon. Vuzgert was a big help in building the new library. He helped in other projects, like digging a large hole for a pond, where kids loved to swim. Vuzgert was given plenty of food, and he made lots of friends. He was happy with his new life. After reading that dragon story, this book sits on a chair and gazes out a window. A friendly book comes by and asks, "Why do you look sad?" "Because I want to be like other books," this book says. "Why?" the friendly book asks. "I would fit in better," this book says. "I would not feel so different from them." "You're different than other books," the friendly book says. "That makes you special." "It does?" this book asks. "Yes. If every book looked the same, bookshelves would be boring." This book thinks for a moment, then says, "You're right. That would be boring." The friendly book says, "We should try to be okay with what makes us different, and we should be okay with what is different in other books." This book smiles and says, "I like that." "I'm also different," the friendly book says. "There is a crowd of shapes on two of my pages, and I have a poem that's stuck with a bunch of other letters." The friendly book opens, so this book could see those pages. Some caterpillars are fuzzy. Not all bees are buzzy. Some chipmunks snore in bed. Not every rose is red. There's yellow, orange, and pink. Even more colors, I think. Birds sing different songs, and none of them are wrong. They whistle, chirp, and tweet, making music that sounds sweet. Cats say meow, dogs say bark. I don't know what's said by a shark. Those pages are fun, this book says. Thank you, the friendly book says. I like your pages of stripes and dots and the chicken and the silly words and the drawings. Your pages are fun, too. This book feels much better. This book and the friendly book sit at a table and play checkers. The end.